Video game culture on campus isn't your older brother's N64 Mario Kart anymore. Vast online gaming communities on campus are causing students to spend hours locked to their screens. All these hours spent pwning noobs and gaining Mage XP are raising concerns about addictive video game behavior among students.
Ooh, I'm a big first-person shooter game. I'm really into Halo, so now that Halo Reach is out, I'm playing a lot of that.
Usually if I'm going to play StarCraft, I'll dedicate a whole afternoon or sometimes the whole day to it.
I've been a couple times where a buddy of mine will get together and we'll just set up a team and we'll just play for like 8 or 10 hours that day. Again, days where we've dedicated to that too. It's just easier to dedicate X amount of time to a game that actually has a time limit, like Killzone or Halo. On campus, there's friends that I know that now I game with, and there are people that I've gamed with at like tournaments and stuff that I'm kind of friends with now. As far as online goes, it's very rarely overlap. The first time I actually would play with someone I know in an online game was very recently, excluding things like Halo. That's usually buds. But like StarCraft, it'll be completely random people that I'll just get to know and maybe we'll play with once or twice. But after that, it's not typically a usual thing.
Are you a member of any clan?
Once I got into college, I had my own room, my own TV, my own Xbox with my own live connection. Yeah, it's not a good combination with a kid who doesn't have much self-control. My priorities were way off, and it went on like that for maybe till mid-spring quarter of last year. And then I just realized that I couldn't do it any longer, so I withdrew from class basically. I don't know if obsession is a medical definition, but
Would you say compulsive?
Compulsive, yes. Almost like I'm relying on it at times, where if I'm bored, instead of going out with my friends, instead of playing basketball, I would just, sit in front of my TV and just Halo. And so
I think there are very few actual gamers that are addicted to gaming. For most of those people, it's just for all of the problems that are associated with gaming. I think 99% of them are probably pre-existing conditions, people that are predisposed to being hooked on something. Compulsive behavior. I would say that games, the reward systems inherent in games often will promote people to play for long periods of time, but it's not the sort of long-term addiction like you got to have your fix 3 years later that is usually associated with it. Like, it's not as inherently bad as what people associate with crack.
I feel like, my obsession, reliance on video games is, a big problem. It did affect my social life, that I'm, putting actual people off for some, pixels. I am very active in church. We have youth groups on Fridays and a lot of things. I play a lot of basketball. I used to be varsity when I was in high school, and I'm still trying to get some game in every once in a while. I know I'm still obsessed. That's why I'm trying to cut myself off from it. I basically told my friend to never ever lend me his Xbox.
Students experiencing signs of video game addiction should contact their campus health center for help immediately. Once again, I'm Adam Johnson for Dateline Seattle U.TV. Good night.